Welcome to Modern Selling for Manufacturing series. In this video, I'm going to cover how the sales team can actually more efficiently get their contract signed by leveraging a solution like Adobe Sign integrated with Advantage in Dynamics 365. I'm going to cover a couple of key areas. I'm going to start with creating a PDF quote for the customer inside of Dynamics 365 in Advantage. I'm going to send that out for signature. And I'm going to show how that process gets set up to do so. And then we're going to show the customer signing experience and then ultimately how the fully executed contract gets managed inside of the solution itself. Now, in this demo, I'm going to cover two key personas. I'm going to start off as Maxime, the sales executive, which I'm going to do to create the actual PDF document and contract and get that set up. And then I'm going to switch over to be David, the customer, who's going to get the contract in their inbox and go in and digitally sign. And then finally, we'll pop back to being Maxime to actually show how the contract gets fully executed. So with that, let's jump into the demo. So I'm logged into Advantage here as Maxime, and I'm going to go over to the opportunities area, and I'm going to open up this recent quote that I'm putting together for eLogic. Now, one of the things is that I'm actually at the quotation stage. I've added a couple of products and some discounting here already. So actually, I'm at the stage now where I want to create the PDF document for eLogic. I'm going to go ahead and use my quote summary template here, and this will actually pull in all the data around the products, the discounting, some pictures of the products and descriptions, and then a digital signature area here for each of us to sign. So I'm going to go ahead and call this the eLogic mixture quote. And what I'm simply going to do is I'm going to go ahead and download that actual quote. Next, I'm going to go ahead and actually start the digital signature process. So right from the opportunity here, I'm going to go ahead and say that I want to send this for signature. And this is going to allow me to tailor now where I want David to actually sign this document, maybe where I want him to initial certain things and whatnot. So the first thing it requires me to do is pick the recipient list. I can go ahead and add multiple recipients if I needed to, but for this one, I'm simply going to have David sign it. And then on the agreement details, this is where I'm going to pull in our quote here that we just did. And now I can tailor a bunch of things about how I want to actually set this up. So the first thing is I want to preview and position signatures before sending. I'm not going to put an expiry on this. I'm going to add a post-signing landing page here. So I'm going to actually grab this URL to add into this. And what's going to happen is that once David signs, it'll actually pop him out to that landing page. It'll ask me for a delay, for how fast before they redirect. I'm going to go ahead and sign this ultimately for our organization. I'm going to go ahead and sign last. And now we're actually ready to get this out to David itself. When I hit send agreement, it's going to allow me to do some final configuration here as to where I want him to specifically sign, specifically initial a couple of things, and it'll pop it up here on the page here for me. All right. So I'm going to go down to the bottom here to the signature area. And I certainly want David to sign right here on the dotted line, but I'm actually also going to ask him to initial right by the discount just to remind him or show him that we put that discount in that we had talked about earlier. For myself, when I go to sign here second, I simply just want to add my own signature. So I'm going to go down to the bottom. I'll drop my signature down here, and now we're good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and send that off. And so what's going to happen next is this is going to get sent off to David. So let's pop over as David and actually go into his inbox, and we'll start the signature process. So I'm now logged into Outlook. I'm here as David, and I can see actually that Maxime has sent me a request to review and sign this particular document. So I'm going to go ahead and open this document up as David here. And I simply can just go in, review the details. I can see that he's put in the right quantities and pricing. He did put in that discount that we asked for. So I'm going to go ahead and he's asked me to initial that. So I'll go ahead and do that. And then finally, he just asked me to sign here. So simply, I'm going to go ahead and add my digital signature. Click to sign, and it's all done. Now there's a little note here that next Maxime's going to sign, and then the agreements will be sent and I can download them. So last step, let's go ahead and flip back over to Maxime and come back to the agreement itself here inside of Dynamics 365. And what's going to happen is once David has signed, the actual solution now will pop up right inside of Dynamics or Advantage here and ask Maxime to do the final step of the signature process. So if I pop back down to the bottom here, I can see my spot where I need to sign. I'll add in my digital signature, click to sign, and now the agreement has been fully executed. So the next step is that an email will go back out to David, out to Maxime, to give each one of us a copy of the actual contract itself. And it'll also be, of course, stored here inside of the agreement, inside of Dynamics 365 and Advantage here automatically for us. You'll now see that a signed document preview tab gets added here. I can go and actually see this in preview automatically. So we'll just show a graphic of the actual document itself and the digital signatures. And with that, I'm going to wrap up. I want to thank you for watching this brief overview of how a sales executive can more effectively execute on getting contracts signed using a digital signature process like Adobe Sign integrated with Advantage and Dynamics 365. If you want to know more about Advantage, go to elogic.com/advantage. Thank you.